Outside a Norwegian daycare. February. -8 degrees Celsius. A researcher stands in the courtyard and looks through the window at the parents. They are inside, warm, drinking coffee. Then he looks at the babies, also outside, sleeping in prams, lined up in the open winter air. In Oulu, Finland, 95% of parents begin outdoor napping when their child is 2 weeks old. 2 weeks. Nobody inside is anxious. By the end of this video, you will understand what the outdoor nap method is and what it builds in the children who experience it. Not just deeper sleep, something bigger, something that shows up decades later in school, in relationships, in work. This channel follows the real science of Nordic parenting, not the trend version. The version studied, replicated, and published in peer-reviewed journals. It has nothing to do with the cold, nothing to do with Nordic children being more resilient, nothing to do with tougher parents. Norwegian kindergartners spend 70% of summer days outdoors. American children average under 30 minutes of outdoor play per day, a 1:4:2:1 ratio. Over 20 years, outdoor time for American children declined by 50%. The gap is not genetic, not climate. The gap is a decision. The first concept is Friluftsliv, pronounced Friluftsliv. The word was first used by Henrik Ibsen in 1859 in a poem called On the Heights. Ibsen wrote about a peculiar urge for the open air. The mind only becomes free when the body is outside. Not a fitness routine. More than 400 dedicated outdoor kindergartens operate year-round in Norway. No bad weather, only bad clothing. Not a slogan. A policy. Finnish researcher Marjo Turula tracked one question: what happens to infant sleep when the nap moves outside? The numbers are not modest. Infants slept 92 minutes longer outdoors on average. The outdoor range, 83 to 300 minutes. Some children slept 5 full hours in open winter air. The restriction of movements by clothing may increase sleep length. The bundling is the architecture of sleep. The pram in the snow is the second concept. Allemansrätten, the everyman's right. In Sweden, written into the national constitution in 1994, legally equivalent to freedom of speech. A Nordic child does not earn access to nature. Nature is not a reward, not a destination, not a weekend event. It is the default. Peter Gray documented how free play has declined since the 1970s and how childhood anxiety, depression, and helplessness have risen in exact parallel. A 2020 study compared Norwegian and American children on self-regulation. Maternal education strongly predicted U.S. outcomes. In Norway, it had no effect. None. UNICEF 2020. Nordic countries in the top 5 for child well-being. The United States, 26th out of 41 wealthy nations. I want to be honest with you. The 70% outdoor time figure is self-reported. The SIDS safety profile of outdoor napping is not established. Child poverty in Norway is 6.8%. In the United States, 21%. These are not footnotes. They are the conditions the practice grew inside. The first principle, the pram outside rule, changed the default question from, how do I keep them comfortable, to, can they be outside right now? The second principle, boredom, permission. A child in unstructured time a parent does not fill is receiving a developmental input no activity can replicate. Mud permission. Every unremarked muddy hand tells a child's nervous system. The outdoor world is safe. Accumulated across 5 years, those pieces compose a child. Gradual distance. Pram visible from the window. Child within earshot. The gap widens slowly. What it teaches, the child exists when no one is watching. A restless child isn't a difficult child. A restless child is a child whose body has been separated from the environment it was built for. Not with apps, not with structured activities, with sky, with mud. with the radical act of letting a child be cold and alive and free. The Scandinavian mother stands at the window. Her child is outside. She is not anxious. Subscribe. Every week, the real science of Nordic living.